Last year, Joe went down to Cornwall to visit the singer-songwriter Will Young at his parents' garden. Now, Will is a keen gardener, but more than that, this garden in particular has huge meaning to him.
I've come to visit a musician and actor who I've heard is a pretty keen gardener himself.
Hello.
Hi, Will.
Welcome.
How you doing?
They're dogs.
There are dogs. There are dogs.
There are dogs everywhere.
What a stunning part of the world. It's absolutely beautiful here, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it?
So what's your connection to Cornwall?
Well, I've been living in Cornwall, actually, from about 14 years ago. So I started coming down this way because I was doing politics at Exeter. And then when I went into pop, I wanted to find a place, you know, just for some seclusion, and found this wonderful house. And then my parents came down 6 years ago and created this amazing garden.
And they're keen gardeners?
Yeah, my mum's garden designer, and she's a very keen gardener, as is my dad. My sister's a gardener, and I was a gardener throughout A-levels and university. I used to listen to music while I mowed, and before I entered Pop Idol, and I listened to my audition songs that I had to do, and earned the money to get up to London to do the audition.
Fantastic.
Through gardening.
Wow, so gardening. Without gardening, you wouldn't be where you are today.
Essentially,
then,
what I'm saying is, without gardening,
Yeah.
where would I be? And I just love it. It's so good for the soul, and it's just a pleasure to be in this space, you know. Yeah. Would you like to see more of the garden?
Love to.
Come with me.
Yeah, love to. This is a lovely little... This is a garden within a garden, this area,
it is
isn't it?
actually, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah. My mum wanted to create a gravel garden. All this bed here, apart from the olive tree and maybe a couple other plants, is all from cuttings that my parents have made.
Okay.
Cuttings or split plants.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so some proper serious gardening going on here,
proper
then.
serious gardening.
And this is gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, and the level of it.
They
So
do.
space between them as well.
And I know some of them. So this is a clematis. The trellis was my mum's cot when she was a baby.
Really?
Yeah. That's a cutting, but we got that from Hampton Court.
Yeah, it's a beautiful clematis, isn't
We've
it?
got the what do they call it?
Aquilegias.
Aquilegias,
Yeah.
so the yellows.
Granny's bonnet is the common name. Aquilegias. There's yellow ones.
Granny's
and-
bonnet.
Granny's
I like that.
bonnet.
I can see that, actually.
Yeah.
But I know this one is a dachshund. Likes the heat, likes full sun.
Herbaceous perennial, I believe.
That's the one. What I love about being in gardens is not just like the plants and everything you get from that and the colours, but also all the nature that comes with it. So my dad makes a lot of bird boxes. That was meant to be for a wagtail, but it's become a bumblebee's nest, which I love, you know. And
Yeah,
so
there's bees going in and
yeah,
out,
you can
isn't
see
there?
them go in and out, and then there's a wagtail that comes. And the cardoons, I learned a trick on Gardener's World, which is to prop them up, and then the plant grows through the
So
sort of
to
little
stake
twigs.
them?
Stake them, but with sort of
Yeah.
these delicate twigs to prop up the leaves.
You've been watching Monty?
Yes, I have. But I'm one of those sort of like slightly cavalier gardeners. Is I just like throw them in, see how it looks, learn the name afterwards. A bit like my songs, really.
Beautiful steps, Will. They're gorgeous.
Thank you
steps.
so much. They are actually gorgeous, aren't they?
They're very inviting.
They are inviting, and I think what I love about this garden is you can see the different levels of the rock there.
Yeah.
You know it's been there for ages.
It has a real solidity, this local stone.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
Gorgeous.
very Cornish, and you see it everywhere.
But also the way, I mean, things are just self-seeded in here, aren't they? Like the little ferns and this little Welsh poppy.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? I really like these ornamental grasses as well.
I love grasses.
Yeah.
And, you know, I chop them down maybe October time, clear them out occasionally.
Leave them for the winter because they actually, a lot of them can hold their form and then cut them down in
Yes,
spring.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they look great through the winter. Deeper Gigantea at the back, it's just come out, it gets nice and tall. This one has changed its name recently. That's another thing about plants. They change their name.
Well, that's unfair.
That is unfair.
It's like Prince. The grass formerly known as...
Exactly.
So what is it now?
This is formerly known as Stipa arundinacea, and now it's called Anamanthale lawsoniana.
But you'd win a game at Scrabble, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure you get that past Scrabble. You no, I haven't got that many letters.
But we should go through...
Yeah.
And I'll show you the...
These steps,
I love these steps.
they're great. Got the whole entourage with us still.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we're a bit of a gang now. This is
Come on, you can
It's
do
only
it.
for skinny people, isn't it? Come on, you coming through? Oh,
Well done.
well, a good little hop. So is this one of your favourite areas here?
Yes, this is. I love structural gardening. You know, I love literally that little kind of landscaping of garden.
The process of gardening as well, isn't it, is very rewarding. It can engross you and take you away from things as well.
Oh yeah, because I mean I got very ill and I have a anxiety disorder, for want of a better phrase, and gardening's really helped me because it grounds me, and I have to kind of feel. You know, I like to feel the earth, and it's sensory. So it's definitely become a very beneficial thing for my well-being, and something that I actually deliberately put into my daily, weekly, monthly routine.
Right.
And I always liked gardening, but then I really started getting into it when I was in treatment, actually, because I had to go into treatment for anxiety.
Did they prescribe gardening?
Well, they sort of did, but then I sort of picked it up and created gardening at the place. Started growing dahlias and irises from, you know, bulbs, and sweet peas and some vegetables, and gardening very much gives to you. You know, like the process of creating something is sort of miraculous in a way. From a tiny seed or a tiny cutting, you can get these amazing plants. But you have to be patient, and you have to nurture, and maybe the act of nurturing something else kind of maybe aids you to nurture yourself. And it's amazing how people talk about, you know, pills and, you know, counselling, things like that, which all do work. But actually, you know, gardening and nature is like a brilliant healer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's just the best.
So what would you say to someone who, you know, who was in a similar position to you, who might have anxiety issues and is thinking about doing some gardening?
Don't be afraid. That's what I would say. Just start with one plant, even. You know, pick a plant, and don't be deterred, because it's all trial and error. Anyway.
That's the, I mean, you know, things go wrong. We all have failures, but that's all part of life anyway.
It's all part of it.
And just keep going.
Yeah. And actually, I was speaking to a friend the other day, and she said she's a great gardener. And she said, oh, when in doubt, garden. And I just thought that was lovely.
Do you get to a stage where you're aware of something happening, you think, right, I've got to go and get in the garden, I've got to spend some time out there?
Yeah, definitely. And it has really helped kind of calm me down. And then I get to come here and feel the space of the garden, and it really relaxes me.
Do you find this place inspirational for your work?
I do, yeah. I mean, there's a shepherd's hut, you know, up behind us, and I come down and I write my songs down here. Well, I write the lyrics. I wrote my latest record down here, and it is lovely to have just a vista to look out on, and just it gives more space in my head, you know, to be able to clear it all, and then I can just let the words flow.
Is there one aspect of gardening that you really like doing?
My favourite thing to do is to grow from seed or grow from bulb. I've just seen that one of my dahlias has come up again. I was more excited about that than I probably was about my first #1. I mean, it's, you know, some people would think it's tragic, but for me, I actually spoke to the dahlia. I said, welcome back.
I wouldn't mind a #1, though.
Would you? Well,
yeah.
I mean, the Tweeny's got one, so... I was going to say we could swap jobs, but I thought I can't say that while I've got a record coming out.
No, you haven't heard me sing, have you? Will, it's been great. Thank you so much for letting me into your garden and showing me around and spending time with you. It's been been great.
Oh, well, it's my
Enjoyed it a lot.
pleasure.